Okay, I think at a certain point in the opening, after bishop a6, c4, queen c5, bishop d3, the position became very sharp. Of course, if he plays knight e5, I'm not really sure that white is better. But he went knight g4 instead. After that, I have to go bishop b4, queen e3, queen e2. But I think probably long castles was not a bad move. But maybe he can also just take on e2. I suspect it's about equal. The point is, if I take with the king, he goes knight e5. I think he overestimated his position with knight df6. Because then suddenly, after bishop b1, he's starting to get into some trouble. But maybe already it's not that easy for him. I mean, I would rather have the two bishops in this position than maybe drop the c pawn or something like that. But probably knight e5 is better, I don't know. And then afterwards, well, I was initially not sure whether, I mean, I saw h5, h4, of course, in knight e5. But I think this turns out to give enough counterplay. I mean, I suspect with precise play, I might get an advantage, but I simply wasn't sure. The point is, my king is sort of knocking around on f3, and also my pieces on the queen side are not very well developed. I don't know if I actually misplayed it or what, but I think by the end, when he offered a draw, okay, I thought I'll sit and think for a few minutes. I was already down to 5 minutes, but I gave it a couple of minutes. But if he plays c5, I really don't see how I'm going to make any progress. So with two minutes left, I decided to take the draw.
Complicated game actually for both players. I mean, also white had to work hard. Yeah? I mean, it was such a strange position which was difficult to assess. I mean, my main concern was always whether should I play for equality or for advantage. I mean, it was such a strange position that I couldn't understand what should I do. Should I try to make a draw, to exchange queens and to play solid knight e5, or should I go to try to get counterplay, maybe to take initiative? So I was always hesitating. It was always, every move was a difficult decision between these two things. Yeah, like Vishy said, okay, knight e5, but okay, then I definitely just trying to equalize, yeah. So, okay, and I was maybe getting over-optimistic at some point, playing knight df6. Maybe I should have played knight e5. Still, I believe, okay, white has a, okay, maybe very slight plus. I mean, that's what I thought, but it should be a draw probably. But I got, okay, I saw actually bishop b1 move, but somehow I was overexcited by this king on g3. I thought I would play h5, h3, knight e3, and then I was calculating a lot of unnecessary variations, which of course Rybka would just laugh at me once I'll tell her what I was calculating. I guess would refute everything, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I was getting a bit, I thought maybe I already take initiative, and then I realized that, well, I couldn't see how to proceed. I mean, somehow neither of the lines were working. Besides, there are so many lines. I mean, maybe for human it looks like everything is simple, you know, okay, this move a mistake, because Rybka immediately says it's a mistake, but I mean, for a spectator, when you have a computer, but without a computer, okay, it's very complicated position, very difficult to play. And then, okay, I thought somehow after h3 I couldn't really see. I decided to go for this pawn sacrifice because, of course, strategically my position is not good. After all, I'm just pawn down. But for the moment, white has certain miscoordination. And okay, he needs still some tempest to coordinate pieces. And okay, then I got certain counterplay. And okay, the last position actually I was assessing it in white favor objectively. But okay, it's pretty complicated, and still, okay, Vishy has just a few minutes for 8 moves. I mean, okay, it's, I mean, the game got a bit out of control, basically, for both players, yeah? Well, maybe actually from the beginning, yeah? But anyway. And, and then, okay, I just decided, okay, I mean, that I would offer a draw, and then I see, I mean, because for me, in general, after such a tough game, I thought that with black, draw would be quite alright, and okay, Vishy said to take, I mean, I cannot blame the decision, because maybe I would do the same if well, I mean, it was a bit getting out of control, I mean, with this time travel thing. So this is my version. But again, I mean, the game was so complicated that you need really to check it very, very carefully to have right assessments. I mean, maybe all what I say is just nonsense. I don't know.